So something that I saw a couple of you having trouble with on the test was comparing strings and values, right? So what I'm saying is right here on this little test class, we have the string Mike Kim, and so one of the tasks on the test was to make them all lowercase, so it's case sensitive, right? That's pretty easy. And the second task was to take away the space. But in order to take away the space, you needed to detect the space, which some of you did doing this method here, where you said name substring of the two indexes, and that does return back the space because we have index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it goes from 4 to 5, so it takes in the space and it returns it here, and you say equals a space. And in your programs, this never caught. So since it never caught, it never occurred, it never was evaluated true, it never completed the rest of your algorithm, which took the k and put it into the index before it, and the I, and the index before it, and the m, and the index before it. So why? Well, the reason is that the substring method returns a string, right? So we have returns a string, and a string cannot be tested for equality using the two equal signs. So the only values that can be tested for equality using the two equal signs are primitive data types. Primitive data types. And so what are primitive data types? They're the standard int, double, what else is there? Boolean, right? I'm not sure. I think there's a couple more. But these are primitive data types. These can be tested using the two equal signs. Right? How do we test if strings are equal? Well, strings are objects, right? And if you look into the string class, a string is an array with each letter being an element in an array. So you can't say if array 1 is equal to array 2 using the equal signs because arrays are not primitive data types. So to test equality of strings, we must use the equals method. Okay, so the way that this would work, well, let me go ahead and run this just to show you that this doesn't work, right? Let me clear out the screen here. I'll right click this and I'll run it, and it prints out false, right? Because this doesn't catch. This is not evaluated to true. Since it's not evaluated to true, it prints out the false. Right? But it should evaluate to true because the 4 and the 5 give you back the space. So how do we test for this? You take the first string, the space string, dot equals, and then you put the second string in the parentheses. So it tests if this string is equal to this string. And even though that's a character of one string, it's still a string, it's still part of an array, it's still part of the string class, and you must use the equals method to test for equality. And so I come here, I'll Command K, I'll compile, and I will run main. And you can see we have true now. So that hopefully clears that up, and this is definitely something that you're going to see on the AP exam, so wrap your head around it.